And I'll pass it on to Sharon, and after that, we'll be passing the microphone between the two of us for our presentations.
Kia ora koutou. Hello everybody. As Silo said, my name is Sharon and I work with Silo. I'm the health promoter at the Whanganui Regional Primary Health Organisation. And for those that missed Silo's going to talk to that. So we've been working together on a special health promotion initiative within our community, and these are the first steps.
Okay, a little bit about myself. I came to New Zealand in 1982, born and brought up in Nairai Island, one of the remote islands in the Fiji Islands. Till today, it's still remote. So I know my culture, I know my language, I know the isolations that most of us Pasifika people were born and brought up back home. We come here and we faced. I came here and I also lived in Palmerston North for 13 years. I became isolated because the lifestyle, it wasn't the same anymore. It was totally different. Even though I went to school, but most of my schoolings was done back in the islands, not in the city, not in Suva. When I came here, I didn't fit into my own family because we were all brought up differently. They were all born, New Zealand born, while I was brought up from the village. So I was a bit isolated. Even though my family that brought me here has been here for quite some long time, I didn't fit in. I was looking for somebody or something to connect with, because life back home is all about that. The Frangipani that we started last year, it's a village concept. The Frangipani, it's a flower that grows widely in all the Pacific Islands. One flower, different names. Fijians, I'm Fijian, we call it Senimbua. The Samoans, Sister Mary, what do you call the Samoan? Pua. Tongans, Nisi. Where's Nisi? Nisi is also Tongan from Whanganui. The Tongans, I believe that they call it Pua, same as. The Cook Islanders, Sister. Tipani. The Niueans, they call it Siale. When we come here, we become the cluster of convenience. Yeah? My background, I work as a mental health worker. For the last 10 years, I was the only Pacific Islander in the DHB on mental health. I took redundancy to start something for Pasifika people because there's nothing in place for Pasifika people in Whanganui. So now, at the moment, I work for Pathways. Frangipani, we started last year. It's not just for Fijians alone, I'm Fijian. It also includes others. The 5 petals, we even did our poster. It's the Frangipani Pen Pasifika of Whanganui. Yeah, it's about the village, about the presentation, about engaging with the community. The 5 petals, the main islands. Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, Niue. In the middle, the core, New Zealand born. Also, we are intermarriages now. In others, that's meaning the smaller Pacific islands, like the Niueans, the Tuvaluans. We heard most of the presentations this morning, they all tie in together. Yeah? If we were listening properly. Okay. Also, we become the cluster of convenience. When we decide to come and live in New Zealand, it's no longer Silo from this village, this her tribe, these are her parents. You know Silo the Fijian lady? Or Silo the Pasifika? It all goes like that. It's not only for Pasifika, it also can include the Chinese, the Samoans. You become the cluster of convenience. It's like, to me, that's about leadership. Frangipani is a cluster of flowers. Yeah? I don't have all the answers. I'm one of the founders and the president. And that's why we all work together as a community. So everybody put in the skills that we all need. That's why we are quite vibrant and out there. Okay, also the 5 petals also represent the total wellness, your social, your cultural, your spiritual, the mental, the physical. All those things needs to have a balance, to have a wellness, not just one person, but the whole whānau. Frangipani is all about the whole whānau, or about the village concept. A child is born, is raised by everybody, not just the parents, but everybody. Over here in New Zealand, we find it as a bit difficult because financially, a lot of the parents, both parents, have to go to work. Most of the times, it's hard for us to go and find babysitters because back home, we've got too many aunties, too many grannies that they can do that for us. A lot of support out there. So Frangipani is about supporting, educating, and advocating. Advocating, why we said that? English being second language, like myself and my mom, the elderlies. All my children are all New Zealand born. Collaboration, also with we only started last year, like what I said, but we're engaging with all the services out there in Whanganui. We are still doing this voluntary because we are passionate to support and help our people. In the 5 C's, that's the consumer, the model, the Frangipani model that I created. It's also about the 5 pedals, everything about 5s. Okay, the 5 C's, that's me, the consumer. We use the consumer. In other services, they use the client or whatever. Mental health, we use the consumer. And the second one, if I become unwell, I need a cultural, competent worker to support me that will know my culture, can also liaise with the clinical teams out there. On the other one, it's the community. We've got different communities, whether they're the church or whatever, but it's the community that I belong to. And the fourth one, clinical. Clinical, when I become unwell, I need the doctors, I need the PHO, I need social worker, I need whoever. So the Frangipani is about getting engaged, giving the information to our people so then they can we give them options. And it's up to them. From there, then we support them. The council, that's the local, that's the whole community engaging with the whole lot of them. So village life, for some of you, I'm sure everybody sort of have got an idea what the village life is all about support and respect one another. Teamwork at every day. Team, together, everybody achieves more. TEAM. Together, everybody achieves more. We all support one another. We're going to be a vibrant community, just like the Frangipani. Collaborate with other organizations. That's where education comes in. They have to come, engage with us, so we can also be comfortable and go out there and know the services that others provide. That's what we mean by collaboration. That's where Sharon comes in.
So when we first got to know, well, I've actually known Silo for a long time, through the good and the bad, hey? And through our relationships, really, and the relationships we have with other members, the PHO, which is a primary health organisation, primary health I describe as being health in your normal clothes, secondary health as being health in your pyjamas. So in primary health, we identified the Frangipani Pan-Pasifika as a group that was really looking after their people in a holistic way. They had very strong relationships, and it's really important that we had those relationships. So I feel it's very much collaboration rather than partnership, because the Frangipani group and all the Pasifika people were very aware of the directions and the things that needed to have happen. So really, from our point of view, the PHO, it really was to it really was to support them to do what they were doing with their families. And for us, really, the whole thinking behind it, and it's to do with wellness really, is working on a strengths-based model, not a deficit model. So words are quite hard to say within a deficit model, but when you work on a strength-based model, it's much more cohesive, and it feels so much better for families to come into. So deficit model might use words like unemployment or obesity, or you have to exercise for 40 minutes a day or it doesn't work. But maybe a strength-based model would use words like healthy eating or pathways to employment or active movement, and that includes vacuuming. I'd like you to know it includes vacuuming if you want to do active movement, playing with the kids and dancing and all those sorts of activities, and cultural dancing especially. And for us, really, it means working different, and different may work better than what we have now, and that's really important for us as a primary health organisation to learn. And also, different means better job satisfaction for all the teams. So when we held these wellness clinics, which we'll show you in a minute, the staff that were all involved had much better job satisfaction, even if they had not worked with the Pasifika group before. And also, different means it's okay to let go of the control of exactly what happens and let the community run the clinic. So this is our first project, our demonstration project, if you like. It was a ladies' night. It was aim was to raise the number of Pasifika women obtaining cervical smears, and as the PI numbers were low compared to Māori and European. And I'm sure that the people actually funded that. Yes, I can see some of the people who funded Mid-Central actually funded these nights. And we asked people to come along, and the Frangipani Pan Pasifika group organised that all. And what happened on the night was we had 2 nights, 90 people attended over the 2 nights, and that was babies, children, teenagers, fathers, husbands, and tēnā mātua. So the woman came with support crews and brought babies that needed to be looked after. The nurses were able to do cervical screening, but on top of that, all the women really wanted to have a complete warrant of fitness, and somebody else has mentioned that word this morning. So the nurses that were there did health checks for diabetes, blood pressure, family violence, contraception, sexually transmitted infections, pregnancy tests, and 47 women over 2 nights were given health checks, and 5 families who were not enrolled with GPs and ended up by becoming enrolled, which is really important because at that point they actually had no contact with general practice. And if we were to map the journey of, say, Pasifika peoples within Whanganui, at the moment, often the families go to the GP when there's a pressing health need and end up usually at the emergency GP or accident and emergency or their general practice with presentation with multiple needs and often quite late. And that sometimes leads to chronic health problems, and then the circle just seems to go on. So really, when we thought about how we were going to deliver these wellness clinics, this was the model that we worked out, that really we needed to find a culturally appropriate approach to healthcare, and that we couldn't actually do that, and it needed to be done by the community that we lived in. And we're looking for further funding to carry this project on. So this is the start, just to give you some pictures of the night that we had, and I make apologies to everybody who's going to be able to see themselves in the photos, okay? So we have members tonight.
With the Frangipani, we created a fun so everybody can come, be comfortable. So over here, we use the girls, most of us moms to them or aunties. We also want to engage them, to make, most of the times that we see only old people go. How about encouraging the youths as well? Because they are our future for tomorrow. So that's why I said to the PHO, oh, no, you're not going to hire anybody. You're going to bring our youths in. And that's what they did. I was so glad that they listened. Yeah, it wasn't just PHO. It was also other services. Over there, the 2 ladies over there, they were also there on the night. Yeah. So everybody just mingle. Everybody just had fun and relaxed. It's about connecting, about supporting one another, about giving the information. Because most of us, Pasifika, I'm one. 15 years ago, I had no self-esteem. Single parent, till today I'm still single, thank God. But I had no self-esteem. I didn't walk into this job because I had no formal qualifications. From there, I started off picking strawberries. From there, I also started, okay, I want to be a role model for my children. I've got 3 children. Today, 24 years old, 21 years old, and 15 years old. 2 months pregnant to my youngest one, who's 15 now. When I had my baby, there was nothing. It was the other support services that they came and supported me. From then, I'm going to start something for Pasifika people. I had a vision because I've been through it. No self-esteem, no formal qualifications. I have to do something. So from there, it's all about connecting. Looking back, the Frangipani is also about the journey that I had, and also now that I work in the mental health, and that's supported by other communities, like the Tongans, the Cook Islanders, the Samoans, my sister. And everybody's just about having fun and getting the health needs to be looked at.
And it was very, very much fun both nights. But what was perhaps unique about where we delivered this is we've got a new complex in Gonville, and it has a health centre, and it has a community room, and it has a library with a cafe, and it has a pharmacy. And when the ladies were doing the dancing, having their nails done and going in for screening, that meant that all the babies and the young men and the teenagers could actually move through and sit on the computers. So it really was able to be appropriate for all the different ages. And this is the ladies getting ready. We had food on the table, didn't we, in the library, and just mixing and having fun. And as the night went on, all the ladies went through the back to have their health checks. And what was also good, as Silo just mentioned, that is because the young people were there, they wouldn't probably normally go and have a health check themselves. So they were able to actually have health checks with about 3 girls at a time. So, and anybody who wanted a support person could also take a support person in. This is a... So this was also what happened. We had 2 people there from breast. Do you want to explain about the breast mammogram?
Yeah. Like the doctor said, most of us about the parts of our body, we always think to go and get it checked. So, but since we were supported that night, it was really successful because most of us don't even know one another. But that night, everybody just connected, relaxed, mingled, and all the things were done. Okay? The breast screening bus came too.
Yeah, we had the breast screening bus. Just to say, we had the breast screening bus coming the week after, so that meant we were able to advertise it. And I can't remember this lady's name, Yvonne, and then we had another...
Teresa.
Came. Yeah.
Our goal for the Frangipani, or our vision, is to have a one-stop shop. So that we can come in, something that belongs to us. Frangipani is not only that you go to church, it's about not belonging to some of the things like that. Church, whatever. So Frangipani is about everybody. So we want a community hall where we can do this. Everybody just come, relax, and get to know one another.
And probably what I've learned, and it's important that all the different Pasifika families have a different story. So as mentioned today, there's all different mixes, and especially for the New Zealand-born Pasifika. Now this library, as you can see the community room behind, we had the Waitotra County Council table, and we're actually able to put a huge tablecloth on it and have a meal, which was lovely. There's the girls again doing the nails. And that's that baby is actually here today. Not that one? Oh, a different baby. Okay.
Mary's grandfather, Mary Samoan. And she's our secretary. Her granddaughter travels with us everywhere when we go to activities and even workshop like today. Sorry.
That's okay. So we've got the lady who organised that. Would you like to come up and talk about that? Just, we had support from Mid Central, and we were able to give ladies special baskets and special prize draw.
Oh, kia ora, I'm Margaret McGuck, and I work for the Mid Central Public Health Unit, but I work over in Whanganui for 2.5 days doing cervical screening for health promotion, and we just came on board with PHO and Frangipani, which was a great initiative for our Pasifika ladies. And I guess sometimes we have to entice, not bribe, entice our women to come in to, get their smears done and things. And sometimes, because some of them did say to me, I wouldn't have gone for a smear if I didn't get to go and do that draw for a raffle, or if I didn't get to get a bag to go in, because we had got quite a few good goodies in the bags that we had to that we gave out. So that brought in a lot of our women to go and have their smears. I think over the 2 nights we had 10 that went in to get their smears, which is a huge number, and brought the stats up quite. Yeah, for.
You don't have to have very many to. Thank you very much. So as I said, we did it within a community room setting. This is our practice now. And then as the night went on, we got into probably the most important part for everybody that was here. That was the dancing. And there's that Frangipani baby. That's the best picture.
It's about from 0 up to 80. You really look after one another, the Frangipani.
And just the lady on the right there, she's from the Quick Clinic, and we've got a free Quick Clinic in town, and we also promoted the Quick Clinic that night. So there were special invitations in the Pasifika languages to that Quick Clinic.
And also it's about engaging with other people from other communities. And then over there she's Maori, but she always comes and support us and the Palang ladies. So it's about the community all getting together.
And it was great to have somewhere where the dads and the teenagers could go. And this is having our nails done. And then the dancing starts. And dancing, actually, we have regular dancing all around the place in Whanganui, so it's really good, all different islands.
We have the Cook Island group.
Yes.
Sister over there, that's their group, but always support of Frangipani. Oh, we all come together. There we are.
Yes.
What really thing with us, because we went out door knocking
Yeah.
to engage with our community. If you just give them flyers in their lead boxes, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, door knocking.
We
Yeah.
went out
Yeah.
and tell the community, because most of us we know our community. Whanganui is only small, so
Yeah.
we basically know
Yeah.
one another. So that's how it was a very successful 2 nights.
And that's the group on the end of the first night. And really, this is for Silo now. What's in the future for Frangipani? I'll just find the page.
Yeah, I hear a lot about workforce development. In Whanganui, we need that support place. We're getting really tired. We're doing this voluntary from the mornings until the afternoons before we run off to our full-time jobs. Until 10 o'clock at night. Otherwise, we're going to go mental.
Okay, there you go. Model path.
Okay. Identifying the skills within Pasifika community, because most of us have got the hearts. Yeah? And also, we just need a little bit of support to get there.
Yep.
Me, I had nothing from then. If I can do it, if we can all support one
Together.
another, we'll go way out there, be a vibrant community.
You want to talk me to it? Yeah. So, do you want to talk about these? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, basically it's upskilling workforce is needed. We definitely need that because now everything is financial. Yeah. Frangipani, basically it's a health model that fits Whanganui. Maybe it can fit other communities as well. So we'll be making some money selling the Frangipani model, ensuring that we're trying to close the gap. You know, because most of us, most of our children are New Zealand born. They don't really identify themselves as Pacific Islanders. So at times that they can easily fall through the cracks. They don't want to remain at school. So most of the times, if we all support one another, we'll be really, really cool. Okay.
So our next steps as a PHO really, as Silo says, it's not just the upskilling, it's the fact that so many of the Pasifika community already have really are well skilled and have good qualifications. So it's really important for us as a community and as a health community to identify and acknowledge those skills within the Pasifika community. And then for those, what's that? Oh, yeah.
Okay. The skills that we're looking for, especially to support our people, like what I said before, to look at competent people that we can support, that knows the culture, that knows the language, that knows the community, that have got that. So we just, there's a lot of us in Whanganui that we've got that.
That's right.
Most of us work in rest homes, but why can't we support it more to work in the community, to look after our people?
Yeah, that's good.
That's
right, I do. I totally agree with that, yeah. And when we started the other day, I was sitting down in Silo, we're doing Silo's CV, and I said, no, you don't need any more qualifications. And for a lot of people, they have already done and got the skills and been to the programs. And that's there, one to there. And we will have to seek funding to do an upskill further workforce. We're interested in continuity of care from primary right through to secondary, and really this sort of reorientating the health services like a Fono or a model, which is happening across health. So in our summary, and I think the first bit will be yours.
Okay. Cultural and clinical need to work together. These two needs to go hand in hand. In the mental health is a model, Saitapu model, recovery. It's got 3 C's, yeah? That's cultural, clinical, and consumer. While the Frangipani, it's got the 5 C's that I created. It's got the 5 C's.
And I think we acknowledge that families need to be treated together in a village model with a holistic approach, as I said, like a Fono or a model, and that strengths-based model where we do work on our strengths is the only one that works. We need more Pasifika health workers and also what I'd call Pasifika health navigators, if you like, the people who walk alongside. So here's our conclusion.
Okay. To have Pasifika communities that blossom like the Frangipani flower that grows all over the Pacific. We all support one another. Education, if you have a look properly at the poster up there, that's a spiritual, because most of us, we're all spiritual people, yeah? We need spiritual, we need education, all those things, so the Frangipani can blossom more in New Zealand as well, yeah? What else? A cluster of convenience, yeah. We sort of went through.
So I don't know if you've got any questions or whether you'd like to talk about any of your particular models, but can we come down there now?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what we will look at, the cultural, training needs of not just Pacific workforce, but for everyone looking after Pacific people. And we want to make it not so hard and complicated so that people turn their noses off.
That's right.
We want to make it user-friendly and understandable and effective when working with Pacific people. Don't you agree? So that's part of the work that we're hoping CCM will work with the Pacific workforce and community to look at that side of it. Thank you very much for getting our community together, and hopefully from here we shall continue the work across the region together as Pacific.
I think the picture talks about itself from baby up to 70 or 80. So the picture tells you. But thank you very much, Faftailama Saloma. Thank you. And thank you for listening.